Hello guys, we're back. Thank God I'm not at work tonight. That was kind of shitty last night, but we're gonna totally ignore that all happened. Anyways, we got about probably 30 minutes worth of work tonight because I do need to get some sleep. So as usual, we're gonna do a test watch, make sure everything's good to go. There's a couple of things I gotta go over. I might do a Aseprite work, probably not. And we'll continue on getting this done. So, I know I like to repeat myself. Remember, 16,000 frames is the limit to this. Anything above 16,000 frames, you cannot add any more symbols. You're kind of cooked. So make sure you're careful in regards to your symbols and your frames. There's a couple of concepts I was going to introduce into this series, but I've kind of walked away from it just because I didn't want this to get too edgy. But hold on, we got to pay attention here. So the biggest thing I'm looking for is just making sure none of the keyframes are like mixed around. For example, Minardi's aura staying there into the next scene. That would be bad. So while I pay attention to this, concepts that were introduced, because this is our darker reimagining of Golden Sun 1 and 2 story, so it's more adult oriented. There's more mature for sure, and there's a lot of dark elements in this. We've had instances where characters have been killed. I've kind of edged a little bit toward that category in the previous videos, but I didn't pull the trigger just because I don't know how received it would be, because hell, Mia right now she's pushing the edge really. She's at the point of no return. She's at the event horizon in regards to edge. But again, this is, as it is, a darker reimagining of Golden Sun 1 and 2 story. So I've been kind of easing away from it. I'm thinking probably I should go back to it, but there are a lot of dark themes involved in this story, as people have seen before. It's just killing. There has been death, but it's been subtle deaths, which I'll show an example after we're done watching. But for those that are not familiar with this project, like I mentioned, it's a reimagine. But we're fixing plot holes, we're introducing new elements. One of my biggest gripes, I love Golden Sun, for sure, no doubt. One of my biggest gripes is the loss of tension from Vale to Mercury Lighthouse was perfect tension. You already know what was going down. From Mercury Lighthouse all the way till Colosso, post Colosso was okay. There wasn't really much going on. There was like a lot of dead space. Then as soon as you get to Sahala Gate, that's when the tension picks up again. Like, as soon as they introduced the whole Shiva getting taken, that's when the stakes got higher. So this is my biggest thing, making sure the tension stays consistent throughout this entire sprite animation. This is why we were introducing new elements to this. There is some time shenanigans afoot, some multiverse shenanigans happening. This is why we have Tua Parang doing their stuff in the shadows. We have a bad version of Jenna from a destroyed timeline. There's a lot of stuff happening, but it's all gonna come first circle later on. Like, she's evil, very evil. But definitely we're primarily trying to give characters that didn't have the time in the sun, like Mia and Minardi over here, more limelight, because they were very underutilized characters. Example being, you fight Minardi 1.5 times, half being in prologue and one being the penultimate battle in Golden Sun 1. Mia, after Mercury Lighthouse, kind of is just there, just to be there. She had relevance because her relation to Alex, then that was it. You were just there. And I went through Golden Sun 2 recently. She had barely any lines of dialogue, which is really bad. So again, we're giving these characters that were underutilized more limelight. It's just her. We just gave her a split personality. We'll just go with that. Okay, so bear with me for like several minutes. You're about to see some old quality shit from back when I was still experimenting with this. All right, let's see. Videos. I always keep my videos for just a show. It's better I show things off instead of explaining. I'm not the best at explaining stuff. Also, this is back when I was using CapCut, so things are a little bit closer. Also, my logo was there because someone stole this content, put it on TikTok for some weird reason. But besides that, we're gonna go to the ending of this. So just pay attention to Party Time Mia for a second. I was actually gonna kill the dude. Then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. But just pay attention to the dialogue. Also, so weird seeing these mugshots that they're so long. Oh, the edit and Eddie. Oh, we were definitely pulling the edge with this one. So weird. Things were a little bit closer. Also, yeah, they're dead. They're quite literally dead. Mia killed them. I didn't show it. She killed them, turned them into snowmen. Also, the volume was really low with this. Oh yeah, I pulled a reference here. I was being very cute with that. Oh yeah, this was back when I was this is before I decided just to keep the text boxes consistent because it was really annoying resizing these text boxes. Also, you're probably gonna notice that the italics. The italics was I can do it in CapCut, but I can't do it in DaVinci Resolve, unfortunately. So I can use Golden Sun font, but it does not let me do italics. So we can't make it 100% accurate. Also, ow. Yeah, I was definitely edgy with this. Oh yeah, she definitely killed people here. This ruffian's kind of dead. Pretty dead. Also, while I'm here, you'll get to see why Isaac is kind of hard when it comes to fights. All right. It's so weird seeing this after so long. I was experimenting with combos with this one. So weird after so long. All right, back to this. So we were definitely, I might bring it back, but I kind of don't want to pull the trigger just yet. All right. So let's give ourselves a few extra frames, then we'll start working. So Isaac got blasted over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Satoros do something. He's gonna dive bomb from here. We're gonna use the teleporting effect we used before. No. Nope. There we go. We're going to copy this. We'll give Isaac a couple of frames just to recover. We're going to go all the way back up here to Fluff Effects 2. Insert a blank keyframe. Hopefully I got the right one. Paste it. There we go, perfect. So we're gonna drag this all the way right here. We're gonna rotate it, modify, transform, flip horizontal, and this back over again. This should be set as a graphic, which it is. So we're gonna start from frame 1 and see exactly where it ends, then we'll insert a blank keyframe. Right in there. Insert a blank keyframe. So, as soon as the flames appear, we're gonna have Satoros do an attack. But I made a sprite last year, and I did not find a use for it. But now we're gonna use it. So we're gonna go to Satoros, insert blank keyframe. I'm gonna go to my assets. And again, for people that are curious about this project, Aseprite is gonna be a primary workhorse. Use at your discretion, pick a Sprite animation program of choice. Mine is Adobe Animate. It's works when it wants to work. 7.2 out of 10 times it works. But it's reliable for the most part until it stops being reliable. But use your own Sprite animation program of choice. And from there, it's use your editing software of choice, which mine is DaVinci Resolve for text boxes and little effects. For all the fluffy, crazy stuff, we use CapCut version 1.5 before the paywall. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna paste the new PNG file into our library. Right click, paste. The fuck? Interesting. All right, we'll do it this way. We'll just drag it. Perfect. We're gonna turn off the camera because if you start doing stuff with the camera on, your size is gonna be all over the place. So we're gonna go to Satoros. He already has a blank keyframe. We're gonna grab it. Grab the new stuff we're gonna do, which is gonna be dive bomb. Satoros dive bomb. We're gonna put him off screen so we can actually start fixing him. So here's Satoros dive bomb. What we're gonna do before you do anything, you have to turn this into a symbol. If you don't turn this into a symbol, things are gonna get very, very bad. I'm gonna show a quick example of this, of why you need to turn this into a symbol. And again, keep my videos because I'm not the best at explaining stuff, so it's better I just show people things. So this one's under desperation. No, is it? Yes. I'm just get right to where we need to go. Perfect. Pay attention to me as Sprite compared to Badge on a Sprite. I'll try to pause it. Fuck. Well, either way, you'll see her blurry. This is what happens when you don't turn these things into a symbol. I think actually I forgot about this. See, her sprite's blurry compared to Jenna's sprite. So, the way to fix that: modify, Bitmap, trace bitmap, color threshold 1, minimum area 1 pixel, corner threshold many corners, curve fit pixels. Again, color threshold 1, minimum area 1 pixels, corner threshold many corners, curve fit pixels. Click OK. From there, press F8 on your keyboard. This is now that converts it into a symbol. So call whatever you want to call it. Just make sure it's a graphic type. As usual, let me know if you guys prefer these shorter streams. I kind of have to do them because of work obligations, because I get out later now. I have to do lore lore streams where I type my shit out. Then I have to do this, but I have to make time to also fall asleep. So if you guys prefer these shorter streams, let me know. I know it's kind of asking for much to watch an hours long stream. But if you prefer these shortest ones, I'll do these shorter ones. Okay. So now we're good for resizing this. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna use his low profile one. We're gonna use his. No, I think we can actually use his low profile one. Perfect. Because that should be a good size. And again, you don't want to use you don't want to resize this with the camera active because your sizing is going to be higher if we're zoomed in. So 240 by 45 and 201. We'll see how this looks. Was it 201? It should be 201. Yep. We might have to make that a little tad bit bigger. No, I think it's fine. Turn on the camera again. Yeah, we have definitely to make it a little bit bigger. It's more so because it's such a weird angle and a weird sprite that we have to make this a little bit bigger. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, turn on the camera again. I'm gonna go over tweening next. So we want him to go from here all the way to where Isaac is. So tutorials, we're gonna make this a little bit slower. So right click anywhere on tutorials is layer, insert keyframe. So we have a point A and a point B. So we're gonna drag him down because I don't want to mess around with the flame effect. That should be good enough. We don't want him to go right there. Point A, point B. From there, you're gonna right click anywhere in between it and create classic tween. So it's gonna look like this. So what we're gonna do is we have to have Isaac shadow away. Perfect. We're gonna grab this, copy this, do the exact same thing. So as soon as tutorials gets right there, would insert a keyframe. Well, paste this. Actually, no. Insert blank keyframe. Then paste. Click on onioning so we can get the exact positioning. Perfect. So Isaac is right there. We're going to make sure this tween is off. We're going to right click, remove tween. This has to be a very quick dash because the torus is right on top of him. So insert keyframe. Same thing. Right click, tween, go create classic tween, and we're good. So boom. Now we're gonna save this and we're gonna watch the movie again. I'm probably gonna have to do some Aseprite work tomorrow because I want Isaac to do a very I want him to do a specific attack, but I have to make the attack. I think I can do it. It's gonna be really hard to do, but I think I can do it. Anything is possible with this project now. But like I said earlier, for these shorter streams, just let me know. I kind of don't have to do them shorter, but I just want to make time to sleep because getting out of work late, I have to make time for lore script writing streams, and I have to make time for this, and have enough time to go to bed. And the weekends probably have a little bit more time, but if you prefer these longer streams, just let me know. But I feel 20 to 30 minutes is good enough time for people to watch stuff. Give me a moment. Because work is testing me. Also, just spoilers, there's a reason why I had Mia throw Minardi's scythe. Minardi's occult abilities, as she's doing right here, the way we're doing it is it's linked to her scythe. Her scythe acts as a medium to her occult stuff. Since she doesn't have it no more, she's just reduced to being a regular old fire adept. Which she's still extremely powerful. She's just hurt because of progression throughout the series. Both her and Mia are quite literally hurt right now. It's just obviously she's stronger because level-wise, but Mia throwing away her scythe definitely evens things out because her occult shenanigans are pretty silly. Also, for people that are familiar with Mortal Kombat, yes, Mia is quite literally doing Sub-Zero stuff. The ice ball here was just a late addition. I might as well committed because I already had Sub-Zero slide, ice clones. Might as well get the ice ball. It just I can't imagine Mia doing a fatality. Also, I'm still her name. This demonic entity that's masquerading as Mia. We still need a name for her, so I'll take suggestions. I'm terrible at giving people names. Probably do need to answer that soon. So today's stream was primarily just discussing things, showing off some stuff, fixing the next scene, doing tweening, doing converting stuff into symbols, just explanation of things for the most part. Also, for those curious, this background, it took at least a couple months to make. Don't let stuff like this deter you from taking on a project like this. Sprite animation is indeed possible with Golden sprites. You just have to be very patient, very patient, and yeah, just have to be very patient and just don't get frustrated when things don't work your way. This took a lot of improvising, a lot of long nights, a lot of salts, alcohol, but anything is possible. Taking alcohol, cherish your livers, everybody. Don't drink unless you're my age. And as usual, no items were hurt in this sprite animation. It's just an ongoing gag. Okay, perfect. So we can now slow that down. I'm giving myself extra frames with this because you're better off giving yourself extra frames. Just have to... The problem is... We're going to take this off for now. Let's actually move this right over here. because we want to reduce Satoru's frames because he's moving way too slow for that. When we're thinking dive bomb, we're thinking like a dive kick. That shit's gonna go fast, be high priority, not super slow. And this is way too much frames. So you're better off giving yourself enough frames, you can reduce it later. All right, let's get rid of at least 2 more frames. 2 on that side and 1 frame on this side. 1. That may be a little bit too fast, but we'll see. So we're gonna grab this again. We're gonna move this. Actually, no, we don't need to move that at all. Clear this. We're gonna grab this. Move it like right there. Still have to move it a little bit forward, a little bit back. Is that lined up? No. 1 more frame. Perfect. So. There we go. Insert blank keyframe. So now we're going to move Satoru's downward more. Isaac's already out of the way. Actually, here's what we can do. We'll insert a fluff frame. We'll use this one. Blank keyframe. We're gonna put it on top of Satoru's. Come on. Oh. It's on me. Make this massive. We're gonna have Satoru's disappear. Right there. Perfect. All right, let's do one last rewatch because it's already about to be that time. We did a lot today. We did a lot. I explained a lot. If there's any questions, as usual, just let me know in the comment section. Don't let this deter you for taking up a project like this. I'll mess up so other people don't have to mess up. So if there's any questions, just let me know. I'm just letting you guys know that you have to have a lot of patience for this. As I mentioned before, Aseprite, your primary workhorse. I personally use Adobe Animate. There's other programs out there. I personally use Adobe Animate for my sprite animation stuff. Is it the best? Hell no. But it works a good amount of times that I'm comfortable using it. I use DaVinci Resolve for text boxes and dialogue. I do them all from scratch. It's hard because we run the risk of typos. The hardest thing about this project is just typos, because they're hard, because we're writing a lot of stuff. I use it for text boxes, dialogue, and a little bit of effects. CapCut version 1.5 is what I use for all the cool, fluffy effects. So yeah, don't let things like this deter you from taking up a project like this. I know it seems intimidating, but it's worth it. But I'm gonna let you know, characters that are hard to work with, Minardi. As you see, Minardi has a dress. Minardi's dress is not like to cooperate. Also, for keen-eyed viewers, you'll notice that Minardi looks different. She's color matched to her promo image. Her promo image has her wearing very dull violet accents. Her boots are dull violet, her gloves are dull violet, her breastplate is dull violet. Pretty much, she's dull violet, including her headband. Because of hardware limitations, they had her be vibrant red. And the back of her cape is purple in the game. Over here, in her promo image, it's actually red. So this is why Minardi looks a little bit weirder. Mia is hard because, again, she has a dress and she has a jacket. Very difficult to work with these characters. And don't even get me started on Isaac. Isaac and characters have very deep stances. You're gonna have to be doing a lot of weird manipulation and redrawing. There's been plenty of times where I had to redraw things. For example, the new characters, Sarah. Sarah is a very heavily modified sprite based on Shiba, who's based off of the identified mugshot. Unknown / Karis, we made from the ground up. I'm very happy with the way she came out, though. But experiment. That's experiment. Have fun, and don't let anyone deter you from taking up a project like this. Because this is different. Unfortunately, I've had instances where people don't like this project because they feel this probably should have been a game or something. There's the copium of the game After Dark Dawn. I can't provide that. I'm not a ROM hacker. I'm just a washed up sprite animator from the Newgrounds days, from the yesteryear. So I can't provide a new game. I can just provide entertainment. But don't let any naysayers deter you from taking up a project like this. Also, some of the scenes do look fast because some of the effects are locked at 60 FPS. I can't change them here, but once I get to DaVinci Resolve, I'll be able to slow them down a little bit. Redrawn, Minardi's kick was so hard to make. Too fast. So we're gonna give it a couple of frames, and I think it should be good. But unfortunately, hold on. Fuck. Let's just move this. Yeah. This is not a big deal. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll give it the fuck? We'll get 5 extra frames. So for tomorrow's stream, I have to definitely do Aseprite work because I'm gonna have Isaac do a very specific attack that he does not have the sprites for right now. Oh, yep. Gotta make sure this ends at the proper frame. Right there. Thank you. Alrighty. Also, if people want, I can bring the edge back. But as you've seen, I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to do it. We already have a lot of dark elements. I don't want this to be just the edgiest shit imaginable. I'd rather focus more so on story, but if people want me to bring that back, I will. I showed 2 examples earlier. Like, Mia killed people off screen, made them into a snowman, and as you've seen, Evil Jenna clearly killed that ruffian. But besides that, good shit, everybody. Enjoy the VOD, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.